News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Are you losing your hearing and don't even know it? We spoke to Dr. Walter Otto today from Pahrump Hearing Center to find out how you can recognize signs of hearing loss and what to do to prevent it. That's interesting that your name is Otto and you're an audiologist.
Yes, and actually Latin for ear is O-T-O, and so that's our trivia for the day.
You were kind of stuck with this. This is a wonderful job, though, and a wonderful profession, and so important. How can people prevent hearing loss?
Well, in general, staying away from loud noises without protection. So it doesn't really matter whether it's chainsaws, firearms, power tools, rock bands. All those sounds are loud enough that over an extended time could result in a permanent hearing loss.
What physically happens to the ear that makes our hearing go away?
Well, the ear senses sound by tiny movements of neural cells. They're called hair cells, and so they need to have oxygen and various types of nourishment, and when we present loud sounds over an extended period of time, they literally get starved for that nourishment, and those hair cells can die.
And they don't come back, do they?
No, they don't. You know, you can be around machinery or firearms or what have you. They're wearing hearing protection, muffs or plugs can make a world of difference in protecting the hearing. We've watched people who've worked in industry and they'll progressively lose their hearing until they really get diligent about it and not just do it hit and miss, but wear it anytime they're around the noise, and then we'll watch the hearing level off and stay the same for years after that.
Wow, wonderful. How can people tell that they're starting to lose their hearing?
A lot of subtle things, having to have people repeat, noticing that somebody else hears things that you don't hear. Usually they're high-pitched types of sounds, bird calls, chimes, things like that, that you may not hear the microwave alarm go off or what have you. But it's usually subtle types of things that the people around us sometimes notice before the individual themselves.
Especially when they keep saying that you're mumbling sometimes. Right. That's a common thing when you hear people talk. It sounds like a mumble. Because
the most common thing that happens with progressive hearing loss is the high frequencies fade out. And so if all you're hearing is the vowel sounds, A, E, I, O, normally, but you're not hearing the s, sh, ch, those high frequency consonant sounds, it sounds like mumbling. Yeah. And so that's, people say, I hear, but I don't understand.
Why is it so important to get checked out to make sure to find out if you are losing your hearing? Why is it important to have an exam to find out? Is there ways to stop it or prevent it from progressing?
Right. And so the first thing to do is find out, are there evidences of hearing loss? And if there are, then we have a counseling session and we talk about lifestyle and things that can be done to prevent it. A lot of times I don't see folks until they're 40, 50, 60 years old. They've already had years of exposure, and we can't go back and undo what's already been done.
I know that you have some special equipment here, a particular machine right here that's behind us that checks for hearing, and you do different sound frequencies.
That's right. So if you can imagine plunking across a piano keyboard, we do that with little pure tones, and so we can tell if the hearing has gotten worse over the last 12 months, and if so, then we have to revisit what's going on. Is it possible that lifestyle has included some things that are hazardous to the hearing health?
Come on by Pahrump Hearing Center right here off of Postal Road to get your free hearing assessment. You can call 751-1119 for more information. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.